What it do, what it do, what it do. Yeah, y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. There you go talking that boxing again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, just like I told you I'd be. I'm right here. And man, we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. That was bad. That was bad last night. That was bad. You know, the whole weekend, man, the whole weekend was just a crazy weekend. But man, we gonna talk about it. And let's cook. Let's see who we got in the building. The Queen Cassandra Mason in the building. What's happening with it, Queen? Rick Tim's in the building. Man, I love boxing. Let me see. Stack of Mill TV, Buddy Love, Philip, what's happening with it? Chance. Let me see who. My man, Bruce Gas, what it do? Ohio Styles, what's happening with it? Yes, sir. Adonis K3. And let me tell some of y'all weirdos something, right? That be in here in the background. At the end of the day, you in here waiting to hear what I gotta say. You dig what I'm saying? So like I told y'all before, for the ones that watch me, like I said before, I said at the end of the day, right? I'm a boxing fan. A lot of you niggas will damn near kill yourself over a fighter. I said whether a fighter lose or win, I'm still gonna be doing what I gotta do in my life. You know what I'm saying? That shit's not gonna affect me. So, you know, shout out to both fighters. Shout out to Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. You know, they both got in the ring. They put out. You dig what I'm saying? I didn't have to get in the ring and put my life on the line. You dig? Y'all didn't have to get in the ring and put your life on the line. So, you know, all that other shit that y'all doing, grown ass men, that shit doesn't affect me. You feel what I'm saying? And but yeah, you know, hell of a weekend. You know what I'm talking about? Hell of a weekend. You know, a lot of shit was going down. And I fuck with Texas big. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Texas big. But hey, you know, it wasn't a good weekend for Texas this weekend. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a good weekend for the whole state of Texas. You know what I'm talking about this weekend. You know, I mean, first that shit with Jamal Charlo happened and Caleb Plant. Man, Caleb Plant slapped skin off Jamal Charlo's face. That shit was not good. Caleb Plant slapped the skin off of Jamal Charlo's face. That shit was bad. Like just the weekend started off ugly. And then Jermell Charlo, girlfriend, beat up Jamal Charlo's wife. Beat her down. That shit was bad, and it was active the whole weekend. And man, Jamal Charlo definitely got to get his lick back in the ring. That shit was so bad for Jamal. That shit was so bad for Jamal. Jamal can't fight nobody else next. If he get in the ring, the next time he get in the ring, it gotta be Caleb Plant. That's how bad that shit was for Jamal Charlo. Next time Jamal get in the ring, it got to be bad for it has to be Caleb Plant. Because Caleb Plant, he leaped up off his feet and slapped that man. And, you know, I know what that all stemmed from. I know the story behind it. But that shit was, you know, hey, it was ugly. It was ugly. So going into, you know, the fight, right? Going into the fight, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. Like, Spence losing, it didn't surprise me. And I'm going to tell y'all why it didn't surprise me. I pretty much knew it was going to happen. And I pretty much knew it was going to happen like it happened. And like I said, I'm going to tell y'all why I knew in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But even though that you know, you still don't want to believe it. And I'm going to tell y'all exactly what I'm talking about. You know, I'm not sick about the situation. I'm not mad about the situation. It is what it is, you feel me? Because I mean, It happens. It happens. When the best fight the best, you know, shit, you might see things like this at some point in time. But somebody said, did I bet? No, I didn't bet. I just told y'all I knew that he was gonna lose. So me knowing that, and I kind of knew how it was gonna happen. And like I'm gonna tell y'all, so no, I didn't bet. And I tried to, you know, keep a few people from that I knew from betting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I said, I keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? I don't gotta come on here and sugarcoat shit. But yeah, it was bad. Jared Hill said he lost money, man. I know a lot of my partners lost money, man. A lot of them lost money, man. And a lot of them. Shit, one of my partners just called me right now before we did this live stream, and he said, you know, he went down to the MGM, you know, sports book. He said right before the fight started, he bet 25,000 on Errol Spence. I said, man, I wish you had told me before you was gonna do that. I said, I wish you had told me before you was gonna do that. But it's still man down. You feel me? It's still man down. Ain't shit changed. We still riding with EJ. You know what I'm talking about? We still riding with EJ till the wheels fall off. I'm still riding with him. You know what I'm saying? We don't switch up. You ain't finna, you know what I'm saying? We don't switch up, but you know, we gotta give Terence Crawford, you know, all of the respect, all of his respect. He went in there, he did his thing. He deserved, you know, he deserved all of the praise and accolades that he's getting. So salute to Terence Crawford, you know, but we definitely gonna talk about, you know, the fight and what went down, how it went down, and that shit was ugly. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that nobody really felt that Errol Spence was gonna get, you know what I'm saying, like just all the way around the board whoop like that. But hey, shit, you know what I'm saying? It ain't the first time it happens, and it ain't gonna be the last time that it happened in boxing. Make sure I know it's a whole bunch of dick riders and haters up in here right now. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk, you know, because people like this is how people is. You know what I'm saying? People they want to support you to see you fail more than they want to support you to see you win. You feel me? If they gonna come in here to see if you're gonna be mad or crying, ain't none of that. Like I said, I didn't have to get in the ring. I'm not getting a paycheck from Errol Spence or Terence Crawford at the end of the day. You feel me? So, you know, I appreciate you coming in here and wanting to hear what I got to say at the end of the day. But so, you know, if anybody in here, you know what I'm saying, if anybody in here is getting a paycheck from Terence Bud Crawford or Errol Spence, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. But oh yeah, Frank Martin and Keyshawn Davis, man. Like I said, I'm gonna get back to the whole Errol Spence thing and Terence Crawford. I'm gonna get to, you know what I'm saying, letting everybody know why I knew that Errol Spence was gonna lose and he was gonna lose bad, even though I didn't want to believe it. I knew it. Yeah, man. It's about damn time says still man down, strap season, he'll be back. And that's a fact. Macados, Mac of the South. What's happening with it? You dig what I'm saying? What it do? $1 trillion dreams. What it do? What it do? The wheels, man. He says, man, the brakes, rotors, and calipers is off. I picked Bud by KO, but I didn't think it'll be like that. EJ got hella hard. Bud is just next level and will beat Spence anyway. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, he separated himself from the competition last night. On that night, right, last night, July the 29th, he separated himself from the competition on that night. He did his thing, you know, but like I said, I'm still riding with Errol Spence and appreciate $1 trillion dreams, man. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, he separated himself from the competition and he probably looked the best I've ever seen him look last night. And, you know, he took this fight hella serious, you know. But we ride with me. I'm still riding with Errol Spence. Just like I said, I would come on the next day and do a live, win, lose, or draw. I'm on right now, win, lose, or draw, and I'm doing a live. Now, one thing that I do know, a lot of y'all in here watching, you know what I'm saying, that ain't even hit the like button. You still watching at the end of the day. A lot of y'all ain't hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? But you still watching at the end of the day. You could be doing anything else right now, but you in here watching me and waiting to get to say, waiting to hear what I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Waiting to hear what I gotta say. Like I said, people going, you know, they're gonna be tuned in more to see your downfall than they are, you know what I'm saying, to see you winning. But I'm winning anyway because you in here watching me. But so I mean, that's just the, you know, it is what it is. You feel me? Because if Errol Spence had did the same thing, a lot of you motherfuckers wouldn't have been in here, right? Y'all would have been hiding off somewhere, ducked off, acting like you don't exist no more. You did, but you in here watching me. So let's get to it. First, like my man said, Keyshawn Davis and Frank Marr, man. Frank Marr stepped to Keyshawn Davis. He stepped to Keyshawn Davis and he let him know, like, hey, bro, I don't do all of that talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? You've been doing all of that talking, and I don't do all that talking. I'm about that motherfucking action. You feel me? I'm about that action. My man Big Dog Willie says, salute. I won $750 last night. Thank you, bud. Yeah, man. So congratulations to you, man. Congratulations, man. So like I said, man, I didn't put no money on the fight. I didn't lose no money. So, you know, and I'm thankful, you know what I'm saying? I'm thankful that I had a chance to see what I saw before the fight to let me know, okay, yeah, this ain't going to go well for Errol Spence. And, you know, I'm going to thank God for that. But I'm going to let y'all know exactly what happened, you know what I'm saying, in my real life to let me know that he was going to lose last night. Right. And like I said, I didn't know this until, you know, I woke up. I didn't know until I woke up Saturday morning, until I woke up yesterday morning. You know what I'm saying? And Juicy the Gator, I appreciate you sending me money to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you sending me money, but you can keep that funky $2. But thank you anyway. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Devin Bell, what's happening with it? He said, what's good, Keon? He said, last night is the reason why I don't have a favorite fighter. My homie lost a stack, and I ain't heard from him today. Yeah, like I said, man, I just got off the phone with my partner, and he lost 25,000. You know, he lost 25,000. But yeah, man. Kay Alexandria, salute to you, Queen. Salute. Another thing I'm gonna say: if y'all didn't go to the fight, I hope some of y'all paid for the fight. You know what I'm saying? What I would do is I could shut this whole shit down now, right? And start putting some of you motherfuckers to the test and tell me to show y'all receipts, right? Where you either went to the fight, a ticket stub, or a receipt. And I bet a lot of y'all motherfuckers fire streamed it. You dig what I'm saying? I bet you a lot of motherfuckers fire streamed it. And you know, you fire streaming it, but you still in here today waiting to see what I gotta say. You feel me? A lot of you motherfuckers fire streamed it and then got the nerve enough to talk about, Errol Spence, he got whooped it. Bud did this. Well, you still fire streamed it. So you didn't help out Errol Spence or Bud. You didn't help out Errol Spence or Bud. So, you know, but it's still man down strap season. But man, going back before, but like I said, before I get into Keto, what's happening with it? My cousin Keto on the what did it do, cuz? But going back to the Keyshawn Davis and Frank Marr shit, you know, Frank Marr stepped to Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn was in the building. He was acting like he ain't see Frank Marr. Frank Marr stopped in mid-interview. And he like, no, y'all hold that thought. I got some business to handle. He stepped to Keyshawn and told him, like, Fuck all that shit you talking. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that shit you talking. You gonna have to see me, bro, because I don't do all that talk. So what's popping? Keyshawn Davis, at first, Keyshawn Davis was trying to like play it cool. Like, oh man, you know, shit, it is what it is. He kind of like, at first it seemed like Frank Martin was gonna check Keyshawn Davis and get off checking him. You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn Davis kind of like looked like he was backing down for a second. And then Keyshawn got active. You know what I'm saying? Then Keyshawn got active. You feel me? Draco, what's happening with it? Draco, man, I'm going to drop this link. Draco, if you want to get up here, I'll drop the link for you because, you know, shit, man, we part of the ones that started this whole Errol Spence Crawford debate shit. You know what I'm talking about? We've been doing this shit for years. So it's only right for me to drop you a link. And so, like, if you want to jump in, Draco, don't nobody grab that motherfucking, don't nobody grab the link but Draco. So, Draco, you know what I'm saying? If you want to hop up here, hop up here. But anyway, so going back to Information Kings, let me tell you something, right? This guy is a clown, but you in here watching me, right? So if I'm a clown, what your motherfucking overgrown ass doing in here watching me? You feel me? So that make you a stupid motherfucking clown. If you in here watching me and I'm a clown, that would have to make you a stupid motherfucking clown. You know what I'm saying? Because you in here watching me. So what sense does that make? Matter of fact, that make you a goddamn retarded ass fool. You know what I'm saying? That make you a retarded ass motherfucking fool. Because I'm sure not finna be sitting, wasting my time watching no clown. So what that make you? So you could be anywhere in life. You could be doing something, you know what I'm saying, to make your life better right now. Because you ain't got shit going on, but you in here watching me. You feel me? But you in here watching me. So I appreciate that. Draco. Hey. Look at Draco. Hey, Draco that flips. He didn't switch sides. You know what I'm saying? He was the biggest Errol Spence fan. He didn't switch sides, and now he on cloud nine. But I'm gonna let you cook and get your shit off, Draco. But let me get into this. So like I said, man, at first it looked like that. But at first it looked like that Keyshawn Davis was kind of getting punked by Frank Martin. But then Keyshawn Davis, he snapped out of it and he let Frank Martin know, like, nigga, I will fuck you up. You know I'm like that. And so they going back and forth. So it was a, you know, even exchange between both of them. And I already told people, can't nobody else come up here. I only sent the link for Draco. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not having no open panel like that. But salute to everybody else. I'm just not having no open panel like that. I'm gonna give my man his respect because, you know, hey, me and Draco and Money and you know, some of Bud Crawford's people, we the one that started this whole debate going back and forth, you know, back in the day. So you know, I'm gonna send him his shit. You feel me? But Keyshawn Davis and Frank Martin, I want to see the fight. I think both of them fighters is hella talented. And, you know, like, they eventually going to have to fight. It's not going to happen now, but it's going to happen, you know, sometime down the line because they got to see each other eventually. You feel me? So I can't wait till that go down because, hey, they was woofing that shit, man. But to the talk that everybody want to talk about, right? To the talk that everybody want to talk about. I told y'all that I knew that Errol Spence was going to lose last night, right? I didn't know it until I woke up, you know what I'm saying, Saturday morning. And like I said, I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no reason to lie. I'm not getting paid by Errol Spence. I ain't getting paid by motherfucking Terence Crawford. It is what it is. I didn't have to get in the ring. It was ugly, though. But the reason I knew, right, because first of all, beforehand, I started hearing Errol Spence say things that I didn't like. The reason I was questioning it before I knew, I'm keeping it real with y'all. I started hearing him say things that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm watching everything. I'm studying everything. The reason I really, really pay attention and watch it, because I want to know, should I put my money on this man or not? I'm not putting my money on Terence Crawford, no matter if I knew he was going to win, just because I'm not going against the grain like that. You feel me? But I'm watching a lot of shit, and I'm watching things that Errol Spence is saying. And things that he was saying I didn't like. He was saying things like, well, you know, shit, you know, if I win, you know, if I win and become undisputed, yeah, it'll be such and such. If. Then he was saying, well, shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, I've heard him say things like, well, shit, if I lose the fight, this and that. I didn't like that, because he was leaving the window open, letting you know that it was a possibility that he could lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I never had heard Errol Spence talk like that before. Never heard him talk like that before, right? Another thing that I continue to tell people is that, man, and I told people on live streams about this. I've talked to people in private, and I said, man, you can't continue to have 16-month layoff after 16-month layoff, and you know what I'm saying, and continue to perform at an A+ level. I didn't like that, right? I think that he was being, he was being very stubborn, and he should have took a fight in between. But that ain't no excuse, because, like I said, Terence Crawford did it in a way to where he separated himself from the competition. You feel me? But like I said, I was hearing him say things that I didn't like. Also, one thing that I really didn't like that he said is Brian Custer was doing the interview, right? Right? You hear what my cousin said. So y'all know I ain't just bullshitting because I'm on live. You heard my cousin say, this is my cousin right here. He says, I talked to Keyshawn before the fight started, and he said he wasn't confident in Spence. He said, on God. He meant on God, 100. That's what I told him. I said, nah, I ain't. He said, man, what's good? I said, I ain't confident, cuz. I said, I'm not confident that he's going to win this fight. And so, but I'm going to tell you why I pretty much knew he wasn't going to win. So he said some shit leading up to the fight in the Brian Custer interview. Brian Custer said something, right? And I'm paraphrasing. Brian Custer said something to the likes of, yeah, man, you finally here. He said, man, you've always talked about, one of your main goals is to become undisputed and to be, go down with the greatest in the sport of boxing. One of your main goals to become undisputed. And Errol Spence said, well, first of all, I don't know what you're talking about. I always told you my goal was to get some money. He said, my goal was to get some money. And when he said that shit, I paused. I'm like, he's always said from the beginning that he wanted to become undisputed. He's always said it was strap season, and he's always said that he wanted to go down as one of the best fighters ever. He wanted to be mentioned with the names of the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Marvin Haglers, and all of that. And when he stopped Brian Custer and told Brian Custer, nah, that ain't been one of my goals. I always said my goal is to get some money. I said to myself, right? I ain't come on live and talk about it because I'm riding with EJ. But I'm going to keep it real, right? I said, he don't have that same mentality that he did when he was, when he was that nigga with the shag. I said that same mentality is not there because throughout this whole build up to this fight, I'm hearing him talk about money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about the money to me. Like, so it's kind of like, yeah, you are doing what you said you were going to do. You doing, right? You taking the steps to become an all-time great fighter. But the language that he was talking from all the other times, it changed from, I want to become undisputed. This is strap season. I want to go down as one of the best to I want some money. Like, whatever, regardless what happened, we're here to get this bag. I want some money. And I had never heard Errol Spence talk like that. So that's what made me start questioning, yeah, like I started questioning, like, damn. Like I said, although the first thing I ever had talked about is like, I don't like him going in on a 16-month layoff, but maybe it might not affect him because he do train like a dog. But let's just keep it 100, right? And not making no excuses because, like I said, Terence Crawford beat him in a way to make it look like that it doesn't matter if you had been on your best day, it could have been a better fight, but I still would have won. So he separated himself from the competition. So I'm not making no excuses. But I've always said that 16-month layoff, like you can't, LeBron James can't fucking take a year and a half off and then get thrown in the NBA finals and fucking you just ball out. He not. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does that. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady can't take 16 months off from a football game and then hop in the goddamn motherfucking playoffs, even in a professional game, and ball out. You know what I'm saying? Just because he practiced. They go through steps. You seen Deshaun Jackson take a year off and came back all season and looked like fucking garbage. You feel me? So it's just any sport, you got to respect the sport. So when they telling you that you need to take a fight in between and you like, nah, I'm going to sit out and I'm going to wait for Bud, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? That's your fault. You decided to do that, so that's your fault. So it is what it is. You can't make that excuse because that's the road that he decided to take. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward to what I said, right? So it's different things that he was saying that really, really started making me question if he was going to win or not. And y'all smash the like button. I know it's a whole bunch of haters in here, you know what I'm saying? But smash the like button because you're still in here listening to what I'm saying. So, right, so I started questioning, right? And then growing up as a kid, right, man, this is some real shit. Growing up as a kid, when it was big fights that used to happen, I always used to, like, you know what I'm saying, like dream about the outcome of the fight growing up as the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like when it was like, I dreamed the outcome of Holyfield versus Riddick Bowe as a kid. I've told people this before. I dreamed the exact outcome. I didn't want to believe it because I was a huge Holyfield fan, the first fight. And I dreamed the outcome, right? So I was on the fence about this fight. And so then I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to just chill. You know what I'm saying? God going to let me know who's going to win this fight. On everything I love. I had a dream, right? Y'all might think I'm bullshit. You could ask Money Brown right now. If Money Brown was in the building, I'll send him a link right now. I called him early yesterday morning. And I said, Money, bro, I just had a dream. And that shit got real bad for Errol Spence. He not going to win this fight, dog. So I don't think he going to win, dog. I said I had a dream. And I said he got beat up real bad. I said he got beat up real bad, dog. So, you know, and Money was like, damn. He said, man, I ain't even going to tell you what he said because that's his business. He could tell you, if you know what I'm saying, he could tell you that he responded. And, you know, he was just like, basically, he was like, yeah, man, but, you know, I'm still riding with EJ. He's still going to get this. You know what I'm saying? I'm still riding with EJ. And I said, man, I don't feel right about this shit. I said, every time I dream about a fight, the same exact outcome. Now, I can't remember, right, in the dream if he got stopped, but I just remember I remember in the dream that he was beat up bad. I remember he lost, and I was like, damn, EJ, like he was bad. And so fast forward, you know, some of my partners that was calling me, like even my cousin right here, he called me like, man, what you got, Keyshawn? What it is? I said, you know, I'm going to ride with Spence, but I said, I ain't confident he going to win this fight. You know what I'm saying? I said, I wouldn't put no bread on that he going to win this fight. And I just left it at that, you know. So he know about it because I talked to him about it too. So, with all of that being said, like I said, I don't think that I ever would have questioned him winning the fight if I hadn't heard him saying them things that I just told y'all that I didn't like. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, dog. Nah, you tripping, you trip. I ain't sound no motherfucking sad before the fight. I just didn't think he was gonna win. Cause shit, if I was gonna be sad, I'll be sad right now. You feel me? You can ask anybody that was in my household, everybody that was over here watching the fight. Shit, I stood up and I was clapping for Bud. I said that shit was ugly, and I was clapping for Bud. But you know, hey, Errol Spence, man. Errol Spence, he showed true heart. He showed grit. He showed that he ain't had no quit in him, but he just didn't have it. Another thing, and I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. That nigga was high in the bitch when he came in to that goddamn fight. Before, like when they showed Errol Spence entering the building, that nigga was high in the motherfucker. I said, this nigga high in the motherfucker right now. Like, god damn, this nigga high. That nigga eyes was bloodshot red. His shit was motherfucking shut. And I said, and my lady was like, she was like, he's high as fuck. I said, damn, that nigga high. Yeah, he is. That nigga high. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then I was talking to my partner on the phone. And when I said it, my partner was like, man, my nephew just said the same shit. The nigga high. Now, I know people going to be like, oh, man, Errol Spence, he always look like that. Nah. You know what I'm saying? He has a look to him to like where he just like, you know, just chilling. But that look was different. He was high. That nigga in Vegas, you know, weed is legal in Vegas. I already knew he smoked weed because when at the first press conference with Bud was like, well, we don't smoke Bud. We don't smoke no weed. And Errol said something like, you know, well, we Jamaican, you know what I'm saying? We smoke Bud over here. So he smoked. I knew he smoked. And then another way I knew he smoked is in the Hot Boxing podcast when Tyson was giving him like some weed shit, like he was giving him some smoke, and he was like, well, you know, I don't smoke, but you know, I'm gonna keep it for my girl. And it was kind of like a giggle. So I was like, yeah, that nigga be smoking. That nigga was smoking on that gas. So yeah, he definitely came and he was high before that fight. Now, of course, his high had went down before the fight, but hey, that's maybe he did it to calm his nerves. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he smoked on a regular basis now, but nigga was definitely on that gas. He was that nigga was blow. But yeah, man, shout out to Terence Crawford, you know, did his fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely did his thing. Separated himself from the competition. Y'all make sure that y'all smash the like button and like I said, support the channel. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of motherfucking haters in here, but support the channel. Stop snitching. How the fuck I'm snitching, nigga? We talking about smoking weed, nigga. It's always a nigga that ain't never caught a motherfucking charge in his life, ain't never been active in his whole life, ain't never did shit talking about snitching. How the fuck I'm snitching when nigga, everybody, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Damn, half of the goddamn world smoke motherfucking weed. You out in Las Vegas, motherfucking everybody getting blowed is legal. I'm in Arizona, everybody getting blowed is legal. My motherfucking cousin Keto right now rolling the motherfucking blunt, watching me as we speak. You know what I'm saying? Getting blowed. But this nigga in here talking about some snitching. Nigga, if you don't get the fuck on with that goofy ass shit, nigga that ain't never did shit or caught no motherfucking cases, you know what I'm saying, in his life, always talking about some snitching. Be the first one to tell on the nigga as soon as he get pulled over. He tell it before the motherfucking cop asked him a question. Oh man, I'm gonna tell y'all where the stash spot at. So y'all don't want me, y'all want such and such over there because man, they doing a lot more than I am, and so I'm gonna give you him if y'all leave me alone, type of ass nigga. Don't come here with that bullshit, bro. Don't ever motherfucking in your goddamn life fucking mention me with the word snitch. For real. Now, back to what I was saying. We don't play about that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Back to what I was saying. Diana, salute to you, Queen. Salute to you. Back to what I was saying, man. The nigga was high. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, hey, and he smoked. It is what it is. You know? Hey, shit. Well, some people smoke for different reasons to relax their nerves. It is what it is, but the nigga was blow. You know what I'm saying? And whoever seen him walk in that arena know that the nigga was high in the motherfucking is a motherfucker for real. But $1 Trillion Dream says, I bet y'all understand that David, I've been sneezing fight. Nah, David, I've been sneezing, did better than EJ. These fighters been better start fighting mode. Hey, it's crazy that you said that shit, because I said that shit to my girl. I said, damn, I said, EJ didn't look the same. I said he wasn't the same. I said it's crazy that David I've been sneezing actually did better than him. Even though he didn't last as long as EJ did, I said he did better. and so that's something that I did see. But you know, like I said, certain styles make certain fights. Errol came in there stepping. And it's just, it wasn't his night. But Terence Crawford, man, he put on the show last night. He put on the fucking show. And he showed his ass out last night. And that's a fact. But yeah, man. Yeah, we gonna talk about the fight. So, you know, all of that being said, we gonna talk about the fight. I'm gonna let my man Draco pop his shit off, and then we gonna get back to talking about the fight. Draco.
Oh, yo, man. Thanks for having me, Key.
What it do?
Thanks, man. Man, it was a good fight, man. There you go, talking that boxing again.
Hey, it was a good fight on you, for you, huh?
yeah, man. It was a good fight, man. It was a good fight. I'm glad it turned out the way that for the man that I rooted for, man. Shout out to Earl for showing up. That's about all he did. And hey, man, they got it on, man. And special shout out to y'all who covered this. You know what I'm saying? Who came back on and pushed this boxing platform, man. Because, like I said, man, you got to give y'all kudos. Because ESPN don't cover this on the daily. They only cover it when the big fights come, man. Y'all cover everything, top to bottom, high school fights. You know what I mean? So, man, shout out to all y'all, man, you know, for pushing it on, man. But it was a great night of boxing. I think that Earl played with boxing. He tried to play catch up in 8 weeks, and you just can't do that and step in the fight like you was alluding to, Keyshawn. You can't just step in there and play boxing, you know? Like, you, with no tune-ups, you off for that long, and you going in there against a world-class fighter, you just can't do that. That's gonna work against you every time, you know? And I think that's what happened, man. Earl got to get tuned up. He got to get a tune-up. Even in the rematch, I don't think Earl would beat TC in the tune-up. It was just too many mistakes Earl has made in his future without him, in his past, without being corrected, and he got away with it, so they didn't work on it. And all of that got exposed in the TC fight. The first mistake he made, he got knocked down for it. He paid for every mistake he made in that fight. And I can't say no more.
Somebody said something about his balance. I think it might have been you or somebody that we was on. Was it you that said his balance was horrible, bro?
Yeah.
And we seen a glimpse of it in the Ugas fight, and then we seen it play out even a lot worse in this fight. Like his balance was never there. You know, like I said, man, Bud, he did his thing and he separated himself from the competition in a way to where I'm gonna keep it 100, right? I believe they probably gonna rematch at 154. Errol Spence, he was a stand-up dude. He didn't skip the press conference like a lot of niggas do when they get beat up. They you know what I'm saying? They make excuses. They skip the press conference. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even go to the hospital. So the motherfucker, a real warrior, he a real dog. But in the press conference, he said, look, we got to run this shit back. We definitely got to run it back. He says, but it got to be 154. Like, I can't fight at 147. But then Bud, being the stand-up nigga that he is also, right? He said, hey, I don't see no problem with 154. He says, it's hard for me to make 147 also. So I don't see no problem with 154. So I think that we're going to get a lot better fight. I think that now that Errol Spence, he got a full camp in, he got a fight in, he didn't, you know what I'm saying? He got in there with 8-ounce gloves for the first time in like 16 months with no headgear and 8-ounce gloves on. And I think that now we're going to get a better, more competitive fight. But I'm not gonna fix my mouth and say that he beats Terence Crawford. Right now, you got to prove to me that you can beat Terence Crawford. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm realistic because Terence Crawford separated himself from the competition in a way to let everybody know, like, okay, well, I'm better. You know what I'm saying? I'm better, but like I said, if we get, I think it'll be a much more competitive fight. I think the fight that a lot of people felt that it was going to be, I thought a lot of people felt it was going to be a dog fight on both ends, and it wasn't that. One main thing that I seen, my man, what's happening with his seat? My man Courtney in the building. He say Derek James had all them losers around Errol. He said, how you training Ryan Garcia and Anthony Joshua around this time? Too many losers around you and that energy transfer. Damn, I ain't never really, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go that far, but I mean, hey, you might be on something. I ain't gonna say that, but you know, hey, I mean, I can't tell him that, you know, I can't. I mean, if you look at the, I mean, they have been taking L's, but you know, I mean, hey, but
you touched on something key earlier, and not to be spiritual and everything, and I touched on it too on the podcast before when Derek James stood up there, man, and he said that he prayed to a statue. Bro, you jinxed your whole squad. You can't stand up there and denounce God.
He said that.
Yeah, he said, I'm practicing Buddha. You can't get up there and say that, man. You jinxed the whole squad then, man.
I'm definitely not fucking with that. But I don't think I heard him say that. But you know, back to what I was saying though, man. Like I said, Terence Crawford separated himself from the competition to where I can't say like, oh, if they fight at 154, EJ gonna step on him and all that. I'm not finna say that because even though, you know, Errol Spence had been on a long layoff, he didn't look like the same fighter at all. You know what I'm saying? Even though all that shit, he still beat him in a way to where it was so ugly to where you could just say maybe, you know, it could be a lot more competitive. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna just stick like if they rematch at 154, I expect it to be a lot more competitive, you know. But it's a lot of things in that fight that I saw. You could tell that Terence Crawford was studying Errol Spence because every time Errol Spence would shoot a jab, Terence Crawford would shoot a harder jab back, right? Terence Crawford made it so, okay, you control people with your jab. What I'm gonna do, right, is I'm gonna fight you in southpaw position, and I'm gonna keep throwing this jab at you, right? And I'm gonna throw a hard motherfucking timing. He was throwing a timing jab, right, to where he would shoot his jab right in between Errol Spence's jab, and he timed him. And Errol Spence couldn't get out the way of that jab. He couldn't get out the way of the jab, right? Also, Errol Spence's, like I said, his balance was off because every time Crawford hit him with a jab, it was like he was staggering him sometimes with a jab. You know, also, Bud was a lot stronger than Errol Spence. A lot stronger. Errol Spence do not have near the strength that he did when he was training with Blu-ray. When Errol Spence was fighting Lamont Peterson and Nickel Brooks and all of them, like the motherfucker was cock strong. Like he was strong in the motherfucker. You could see it in his definition in his back. You could see it just his whole body complexion was different. And I know that he has strength and conditioning trainers now, but they ain't doing the same work that Blu-ray was doing to have him strong like that. And I'm just keeping it a buck. Like he's not as strong as he used to be. You know what I'm saying? So I think he needs to go back to his roots. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of his best attributes, him being able to be stronger than you and push you back. You know what I'm saying? And impose his will on you. And he couldn't do that shit with Bud because Bud was kind of rapping the nigga like, nigga, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Hey, and every time Bud wanted to wrap him up, he was wrapping him up. And it's really kind of like EJ pushed him back a couple times I've seen. But overall, you could just tell that Bud was too strong. He couldn't move Bud off his pivot. EJ was throwing shit. He never landed nothing very, very clean on Bud. Like Bud was like nothing, a couple shots like kind of grazed, you know what I'm saying, but he never penetrated Bud's guard. Bud had a tight guard. Bud was, you know what I'm saying, like the way that strong and the way that Bud was able to hold his stance down, EJ wasn't doing it. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't, he couldn't. You know what I'm saying? You could tell Bud was a lot stronger, so man. But we've seen EJ a lot stronger than that. You know, it's a lot of things, man. It's a lot of things, and like Draco, and like you were saying, Draco, like you can't continue to take all of these layoffs. People got to understand, right? He had the car accident. He took what, like 14 months off, right?
Yes.
Came back, fought Danny Garcia. Then he had the torn retina. He took 16 months off, came back and fought Manny Pacquiao, right?
Yes.
And now you fought, not Manny Pacquiao. He came back and he fought Ugas, right? And now you take another 15 and a half, almost 16 months off, and you come back and fight Terence Crawford. Eventually, that's going to catch up with you. You cannot play boxing. You know what I'm saying? And he was stubborn because his motto was no tune-ups, no tune-ups. I ain't getting no tune-ups. Bro, like I said earlier, LeBron James ain't jumping in off a year and a half layoff and jumping in the motherfucking playoffs and playing 40 minutes and dominating. Right. You're just not doing it, bro. You need that. And they was trying to tell him behind the scenes, like, at least fight Keith Thurman first. Like y'all even playing field. Keith Thurman been out of the ring for as long as you have. He didn't took as many layoffs as you have. You know, get that shit in. And then go into a book, but he didn't want to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so that's his fault, bro. That's his fault. You cannot continue to do that, because that's like, I'm not gonna say that you cutting corners, because when he is in camp, he was putting in the work. He was waiting for Bud, putting in work, keeping his body weight down, but nothing is the same as in-ring competition. Like, that's why you see when these prospects, like a big baby Jared Anderson, that's why you see him fighting 4 times a year. You don't see him fight a year and then come, and you don't see him fight and then take a year layoff and then come back, and after a while, you're not getting better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're training and things of that nature, but you're not in full out training camps. You know what I'm saying? It's different, you know.
And you know, the long layoffs though, Key, you really can't work, because it's all about muscle memory. And if you don't correct what you need to do in sparring and all of this, by the time you get to game day, you're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be turning on, because Earl is older also. He's only a couple years younger than TC. And then you went through all of that, what you mentioned. Then on top of that, you take these layoffs in between. On top of that, you done had 2-3 birthdays. That's tough right there. And I just wanted to give you your kudos, and you can have it, Key, man. I'm gonna get out of here, man. But thank you for having me, man. And man, we gonna talk, man. You know, we always talk behind the scenes, man. Me and Key brothers. Like, you know, like, I don't know if y'all know it or not, but me and Key, when Key first was getting on here, he was like, I'm thinking about getting a podcast. And I was like, go ahead, nigga, what is you waiting on? You know what I'm saying? So there you go, talking that boxing again. Already. Hey, keep going, man. Thanks for having me today, man. And hey, man, bless the chat, bless you, man. And hopefully TC retire, because at least he'll retire on top. That performance right there, whoo.
Hey, you can't nobody say nothing if he did retire. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody call him no duck. Can't nobody say nothing. You know, and like I said, man, I'm a man of my word. Like I said, you know, we talk a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? We talk a lot of shit to build up the fight. Like, I knew that Terence Crawford wasn't no motherfucking pushover. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like, I still didn't like how he went about things, but they let him get away with it, so it is what it is. You dig what I'm saying? Right. But we talk a lot. We you know what I'm saying? Shit. I was talking big shit. You know what I'm talking about? I was talking big shit. Everybody talking big shit.
We was mad. We was mad at each other.
I'm not finna talk big shit and then disappear and not come on and show my face the next day. It is what it is. You know, I don't have to. The good thing is I'm not the one that had to get in the ring and take that beating. I don't have to go through these training camps. You know, so we got to respect these fighters.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? But so I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad that motherfuckers is in here. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers ain't supporting. They just in here to hear what I'm trying, what I'm gonna say. Right. Hey, but you know, hey, at the end of the day, We built up the fight. You know what I'm saying? We got the YouTube community, channels like mine, and you know what I'm saying, everybody else. We got y'all interested in this fight because ESPN, they wasn't doing it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right, Key. On a daily. On a daily, you know, educate me, because some things, man, I be listening to and I said, damn, who got what happened? You know what I mean? Like, tune in on the daily, man, and got news, man. I learned a lot from you guys, man, and hopefully I spread some news that other people can go back in the chat and learn and everything. Like, I just learned, my father just told me Mike Tyson was a left-handed. He was left-handed. He was a southpaw. I didn't know that.
And he fought, and he just went winning. I never knew that.
There you go. He was a natural born left-handed, and I looked it up and I said, wow, Mike Tyson's a natural southpaw, but he fought in a right-handed stance because he had more power in his right hook.
That's so crazy. I never knew that.
There you go, bro. Now see, now we spreading the knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why his left hook was so nasty, though.
There you go.
That Mike Tyson.
There you go.
Nasty.
There you go.
Yep.
They converted him, man. So yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for having me, Keith, man. Go ahead, keep cooking, man. I'm press that like button, smash that like button, man. I'm gonna be in the chat, man. And for people who thought we was fucked up, they got it wrong. Because me and Keith always gonna be brothers, and we always gonna talk outside of this. We just passionate about who we was dancing for. You know what I mean? Right. So we don't take put no weight in it. So y'all don't put no weight in it, because at the end of the day, we brothers. You know what I mean? Salute, my brother. Y'all take it easy.
Sir, salute.
Keep on growing, man. Health and blessings to y'all, man. And I'm about to get off the phone and call the Crawfords. Salute.
All right. Yes, sir. My NAH Tube says Bud was a natural right-hander who fights southpaw, so the jab was hitting different. Laugh out loud. Hence why he was able to put Spence down off a jab. Yeah, man, that jab was hitting different. That nigga had that power jab, that timing power jab. And he was letting that bitch go. Real talk. And that threw Errol Spence's whole game off. I don't think Spence was prepared for that. He wasn't prepared for that. Threw his whole game off. And then my man $1 Trillion Dream says PBC like our rich parents, and ESJ was their spoiled child. Bud is like an orphan child with God-given ability, and those rich parents who did everything to keep their child away from the. Nah, we're not finna do that. That's the one we not finna do, because you're not finna sit up here and act like that Errol Spence didn't fight all of the tough competition. Like, Errol Spence didn't do everything he said he was gonna do and fought all of the tough competition to get him in that position. So we're not finna talk about no Errol Spence is a spoiled child, because the spoiled child don't have to fight dog after dog like he did, coming off of accidents, coming off of torn retinas. So we're not finna come up in here with that damn shit. That's some bullshit you just said right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, man, shout out to Bud, man. He did his thing. Bud did his thing, man. He showed that he was much stronger than Errol Spence last night. He also showed that, man, Errol just looked slow, too. Like, Errol Spence looked extra slow last night, man. His balance was off. He looked extra slow. It definitely wasn't his best night. I've definitely seen Errol Spence look a lot better than what he looked last night. You know what I'm saying? And that just shows you, man, you got to stay active. And you cannot be the best if you don't stay active and continue to fight. And Terence Crawford was smart, because he was like, I don't give a fuck what's going on. I'm going to get me a fight in between. I'm going to go and fight this David I've been sneezing. And I'm going to get me a fight in between. That's just what it is. But like I said, man, it's crazy, because styles make fights, and Errol Spence did not look his best at all. And David I've been sneezing, he actually looked better than Errol Spence did. You know what I'm saying? He looked better. Like, Errol Spence was just outclassed from pretty much what was it? The knockdown round, the second round, the third round on. He was pretty much just outclassed, and it was like, you know, after a while, it started looking like a child playing with his father and shit. A child trying to play fight with his daddy. Like, it was bad, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? Now it was bad, you know what I'm saying? But hey, Now, they shouldn't have never let Terence Crawford do shit that he was doing. They shouldn't have never let that nigga, you know what I'm saying, dictate the situation and take a fight. But that was all on Errol Spence being stubborn. He wanted this fight so bad, you know what I'm saying? And if you listen to EJ, he like I said earlier, he got off of his pivot. He got off of saying that he wanted to be undisputed. He wanted to be the best. He wanted to go down in history, you know, and cement his legacy and all that. He got off of saying all of that in scrap season and all that. He got off of saying all of those things, and he told Brian Custer that I ain't never said that. It's been all about the money for me. I always said I want to get a bag. I want to get some money. And so, man, his mentality changed. His mentality changed. But I think now, a lot of times, man, you take a loss, right? And now a loss can make you better at times. You know what I'm saying? Because a loss can bring you back down and let you know what? I kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like my mentality wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? My focus was, even though I did what I said I was going to do, even though I was training very hard, I was training to get, you know what I'm saying, in the best shape, and I didn't cut no corners in training. It's still about that. It's still about the mindset. Why the fuck do you clown ass niggas keep coming in here talking about what the LDBC is? The LDBC would be doing this and the LDBC. First of all, you stupid, ignorant bastards. I'm not in the LDBC. I've never been in the LDBC. So I don't know what the fuck you keep coming in here just because you see a black man, right? A black man that's doing his thing, that has a boxing channel, don't mean that every black man is in the LDBC. You feel me? Like you mother, and why are y'all so worried about what the LDBC is doing? Obviously, everybody in the LDBC is on y'all mind 24/7. Because y'all always coming at the LDBC with the LBD. Like, what the fuck does this have to do with the LDBC? Whoever's in the LDBC, you know what I'm saying, whether they in here watching me or whether they doing whatever they doing. You feel me? They're not worried about y'all. You feel me? They're not worried about y'all in here talking about what they doing. You dig what I'm saying? They're not worried about y'all. They don't know who y'all are. Like, chill out. Motherfuckers in here talking about BFTV with BB. BFTV is doing whatever BFTV is doing right now. I guarantee you, BFTV is not worried about whatever y'all fucking scream name is fucking, you know what I'm saying, sitting there worried about y'all. Y'all are obsessed. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are obsessed with motherfucking black men and the LDBC and all, bro. I'm not in the LDBC. Y'all ain't never ever heard me come in here and say I'm in the LDBC or you know what I'm saying? Salute to them. Salute to everybody that's it, but that don't have nothing to do with me and what the fuck I'm talking about today. Errol Spence nor Terence Crawford is in the LDBC. So what the fuck are y'all in here in my chat talking about the LDBC every second? Like, come on, man. Y'all some fucking weirdos. God damn. Motherfuckers is weird with that shit. Like, y'all just have a fucking obsession. Like, right, Cassandra, they obsessed. God damn. Yeah, like, it's crazy, man, because these are grown-ass men, right? These ain't little kids that I'm talking to. These are grown-ass men. So that lets you know what type of shit they do around in their household. If they got a woman, their woman don't respect them. You know what I'm saying? For real. $1 Trillion Dream says Bud destroyed everybody he's fought at 147. But did the top dog the worst. So now we know that he would have did this to everyone EJ fought to. Hashtag levels. I mean, I can't. Styles do make fights, but I'm not finna be mad that you said that, you know. You definitely got an argument. You feel me? You definitely got an argument. The one Houston says, Keith did say Spence has never fought a fighter with athleticism and boxing ability like him or TC. Looking back, fighting KT would have helped him. Looking back, fighting Keith Thurman, yeah, he should have fought Keith Thurman. And Quee, salute to the Queen, Quee in the building. What's happening with it, Quee? Yeah, man, he should have fought Keith Thurman. He didn't want to listen, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to get this fight, you know, because he knew what type of money it would bring and you know, everything. And he should have fought the Keith Thurman fight, you know. I think that shit would have made him look a whole lot different. And I also think that Errol Spence would have looked a whole lot different if he was able to go right into the Terence Crawford fight off of the Ugas fight, you know what I'm saying? Like 5 months, and then went into I think it would have been a different fight. But I mean, I can't, you know, it is what it is. Terence Crawford separated himself on every level last night in that fight. He was stronger, he was faster, his timing was better, he was cracking harder. You know what I'm saying? His defense was a lot better than Errol Spence's. Like all the way around the board, even when Errol Spence tried to take the fight inside and he tried to use his shoulder to bump off Terence Crawford, what he was doing is he was fighting beautifully, right? He was gauging his distance. He was making sure that he had just enough distance to catch Errol Spence with counters on the inside. So every time Spence went to the body, Bud would slide back just enough to get his distance right, to get his spacing right, and crack Errol Spence with the overhand. And you know, he was, hey, he looked excellent last night. He looked great last night. Real talk. And my man Chef Boy says both Frank and EJ had flat performances where they claimed they couldn't turn it on. I wonder what was on in camp. What was going on in camp? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I don't know. But another thing that I think that EJ should have never stopped training and sparring with Jermell Charlo. When EJ and Jermell Charlo was both training with each other, sparring each other, remember they had that motto, iron sharpens iron, and they stopped doing that. And I think that's another thing that you got away from. You should have still been, you know, you and Jermell Charlo should have still been getting it in, because iron does sharpen iron, and he's not the same fighter. Like, he don't look the same. Now, can he come back to that? Can he get back to that nigga with the shad? Yeah, he can. But he got to do those same things that he was doing when he was the nigga with the shad. Training with Blu-ray, doing 700 push-ups every day before you even start your workout. You know what I'm saying? That shit, you can't substitute that. Them resistant bands and you know what I'm saying? All of them kettlebells and all that weak ass shit. Yeah, you working out. It's still a hard workout, but you ain't substituting the shit that you was doing with EJ to make you strong. Doing 700 push-ups before you start a workout. Doing all them motherfucking pull-ups and all of that shit. You can't substitute that. That's a different type of strength that Errol Spence used to have. But, you know, like I said, we still riding this steel man down. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. When they rematch, I'm going to still be riding with EJ. You know what I'm saying? We ain't switching up over here. Everybody lose. You know what I'm saying? Most of everybody take L's. You know what I'm saying? It's about how you bounce back. Now in boxing today, people get to talking about, oh, he need to retire and this all, because one loss don't define you. What he did is he went and he fought the best throughout his whole career, and we got to respect him for that. And he showed that he was a real warrior last night. Most motherfuckers that fight Terence Crawford, once they get hurt, it's a wrap. Errol Spence was still trying to fight back. Now, was it a good stoppage? It was a great stoppage, because Terence Crawford was going to hurt him bad. It was a great stoppage. But Errol Spence was still trying to fight. He didn't lay down. He went out on his shield just like Wilder did. And that is what it is. Let me see what else I missed. Let me see. My man $1 Trillion Dream says, Keith Thurman is gonna beat EJ next fight at 154. Nah, EJ's taking that. He like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all thought, but EJ taking that. He's gonna take that fight. He's taking that rematch. You feel me? It's gonna be what it's gonna be at the end of the day. Would I favor EJ to win in a rematch? I'm not gonna sit here and say that. I can't sit here and lie to y'all. But I think that the rematch will be much closer, much more competitive, but he got to do a lot of things different, man. His speed wasn't there, his timing wasn't there. He couldn't get out the way of the jab. He just was off. And like I said, man, the nigga was high in the bitch coming into the arena. So, you know, it was just a lot of shit, man. And I didn't like the tone, the things that he was saying leading up to this whole, fight. I just didn't like a lot of shit that I was hearing from Errol Spence. And it all played out in the ring, man. Davo World says, now I see why this whole time Spence wanted Canelo. I don't really know what you mean by that, but, Canelo is the furthest thing that Spence is thinking about right now. I guarantee you that. Matt Bergeson says, he says, if Anthony Joshua and Ryan Garcia lose their next fight or have the same flaws EJ and Frank had in their last fight, will you blame DJ Camp? Hell no. Like, you can't blame it. Like, I'm not fit. You can't blame Derrick James. Derrick James, the great work that he's done with these fighters, you know what I'm saying? Derrick James is cemented. Derrick James is cemented as a great trainer. Just because one of his fighters go in there and have an off night and lose don't mean that it was Derrick James' fault. You know what I'm saying? Derrick James can't get in the ring and fight for Errol Spence. Everybody that watched that fight know that Errol Spence wasn't as strong as Terence Crawford. Everybody that watched that fight know that Errol Spence, he couldn't penetrate Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't really land nothing clean on him, right? His jab wasn't hitting. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't get out of the way of Terence Crawford's jab. He was slow. Like, you know what I'm saying? He looked real slow. His balance was off. That don't got shit to do with Derrick James. That don't have nothing to do with Derrick James. The fighter is the fighter. It's a thing in boxing. The only thing in boxing is once you get to this top level, right? When you get to the top level, see, boxing fans nowadays, I think that we tend to forget that things like this can happen when you fight the best, when the best fight the best, right? When in boxing, you can't afford to have an off night. In basketball, you can have an off night. You're going to come and play again. In football, you can have an off night. You're going to come and play again. Plus, in both of those sports, you got teammates to back you up, right? If you're having an off night. In boxing, you can't have no off nights because an off night, you could potentially lose your fucking life. And so with that being said, when you get to the level where two A-level fighters are fighting each other, when you get to that level, y'all got to be on the same page. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? You can't have one that's been having long-ass layoffs after layoffs after layoffs. It's just a lot of factors that play in, you know what I'm saying? But Bud, he showed that he was the better man, and it's really no excuse that nobody can make. My man Mioli says none of that strength and conditioning will matter if you can't match Crawford's skill set. I think that as far as he did show that he has that his skill set was on another level last night, but like I said, EJ wasn't the same fighter neither. He didn't ain't nobody never seen EJ look like that in no fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that it's things that Errol Spence can do. Like his thing is he got to be stronger than you. He got to be able to impose his will and push you back. His thing is also durability. You know what I'm saying? His thing is timing, his defense. He usually block all the shots, deflect the shots with his arms, and his defense be on point. None of that shit was on point last night. He wasn't blocking no punches. He was getting hit with everything. You know what I'm saying? He was leaving himself wide open. Even when he was even in the Ugas fight, right? I've seen sometimes in the Ugas fight, he would get caught lunging, but when he would drop down and throw the body shot, he would bring his hand right back up. So Ugas would catch him, but he would catch him on his motherfucking forearms, right? Last night, Crawford was catching him clean because he was lunging, and then he wasn't bringing his hands back up. So it was a lot of shit, man, and it is what it is. You got to give Crawford his credit, you know. You know, like Quee said, the best man won last night. The best man won last night. Somebody said, my man Sean Clark said, I'm still rocking with the truth. And that's how it's gonna be, and that's how it's gonna stay. I don't give a fuck if he go on and lose every fight for the rest of his career, which ain't gonna happen. I'm still rocking. You know what I'm saying? But Terence Crawford, man, he hell of a fighter. Hell of a fighter. Terence Crawford could retire today and go down as one of the best fighters that ever laced the gloves up with that performance last night. But they gonna run it back. EJ is gonna be back. We gotta see, like I said, it's not about the loss. It's about how you come back from an L. And now we're gonna see, you know what I'm saying? That's what separate makes a great fighter. And I've seen glimpses of greatness with when Errol Spence, he kept coming and he refused to quit. That's a glimpse of greatness that I seen in him last night. Even though he didn't have it, even though he was outclassed all the way around the board, he continued to keep coming and he didn't quit. He could have laid down. You know what I'm saying? He could have laid down and said, you know what, it ain't my night. I'm going to go ahead. And he didn't do that. He kept coming and he didn't quit. He didn't have no quitting. My man, Randall Bivens says, man, I was stunned. I think EJ was concussed and confused. At one point, he was about to walk to the wrong corner. Yeah, I didn't notice that, man. And man, Showtime, y'all on some bullshit. Y'all need to stop with this shit. If you pay for the fight, we should be able to go back and fucking watch the goddamn fight. If Showtime stay with this bullshit, man, I might not even order no more of their fights, man. I don't like that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me be able to watch the goddamn fight. Let me be able to go back and watch the fight if I pay for the motherfucking fight. Don't have me pay almost $100 for a pay-per-view and then shut the shit down and I can't go back and fucking rewatch the fight. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem I have with Showtime, man. Like, if I want to be able to go back and rewatch the fight now, you know what I'm saying? I like to do film study. If I pay for the motherfucking fight, if you bitches is charging me almost $100 for a pay-per-view, at least let me go back and be able to watch the motherfucking fight. For real, man. They on some bullshit, man. You mean to tell me I gotta pay another motherfucking damn near $100 to watch the fight again? When I already, come on, man, that's some bullshit. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that came through. You feel me? All the haters in the building. Much blessings to the haters, you know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for the haters, this channel wouldn't even be here. You know what I'm saying? Because the haters gonna tune in more than the ones that support you a lot of times. And that's just the real. So much respect to all the haters. And for the ones that truly respect, y'all already know it's love to all of y'all. Quickly says, oh, hell no. Nah. Said Errol was hot. He gets tested all the time. Not to mention after the fight now, I've heard it. Oh, nah. You can smoke weed. Like, they don't trip on weed, Quick. The nigga was blowed last night, Quick. He was high. When he came, not in the ring. When he came in that arena, that nigga EJ was blowing the bitch. Now, they're not tripping on weed like that. Like, they do test, but they're not tripping on fighters, you know what I'm saying, smoking weed like that now. Because, like I said, in Nevada, it's legal. You know what I'm saying? So the nigga was definitely blow. I know when the nigga smoke. I know when the nigga high, and I done seen Errol Spence many a times. You know what I'm saying? I done seen EJ many a times, and That nigga eyes was bloodshot red and damn near shut when he walked in that arena. And I'm talking about when he walked in the arena when they showed him. So, you know, hey, shit, nigga, a lot of fighters, if you talk to a lot of fighters, you know what I'm saying, they'll tell you that they smoke. Like a lot of fighters smoke now. They do. You know what I'm saying? My man Courtney was like, he said he was high as hell. Yeah, that nigga was blown. That nigga was blowing the bitch. I guarantee you, if you talk to EJ behind the scenes, he'll tell you, yeah, shit, nigga, yeah, I was high in the bitch. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was smoking on some of that shit that Mike Tyson had gave him. Hey, and you in motherfucking Vegas. It is what it is, you know. It ain't like that nigga was on no cocaine or nothing. He was high. That nigga was, you know what I'm saying? He was smoking on bud. That nigga told you we gonna smoke on bud. So the bud that he smoked on was different than the one in the ring. But yeah, man, salute to my man EJ, man. I'm proud of him just for showing that he can go through a situation in the ring that just looked real ugly, that looked real bad, and he could, you know, he could go through it and still keep coming. He still kept coming, you dig? He still kept coming. Like I said, it ain't too many fighters. Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence, like that fight, I ain't gonna lie. That fight last night, it gave me Wilder Fury vibes because both of those fights played out the same way. But one thing you got to see is both of those fighters, they went out and they showed that they was fucking true dogs. They wasn't gonna stop. You're gonna have to kill them to make them stop. And thankfully, we have refs that's in the ring for the fighter's safety. And yeah, the ref, he stopped the fight at the right time. Errol Spence, it was going to get real bad because he was off balance. Terence Crawford was coming at him. Errol Spence was, at that point in time, he was losing pretty much every round. It was no way that he was going to win without a knockout. You know what I'm saying? The same predicament that Wilder was in. And he was just winging shots. And when they stopped it, before they stopped it, Terence Crawford was about to hurt him really bad if the referee hadn't stopped it. So, you know, I know a lot of people was, you know, saying things like, oh, man, you know, no, that was a great stoppage. But he showed hard, man. He showed a heart of a lion. And, yeah, man, he'll be back. He will be back. He will be back, you know. It's going to go down. Hopefully, it looks like that they're going to fight again at 154. Terence Crawford said he down to do it at 154, you know. And Errol Spence needs to get back into the mentality of now I got the money, right? I kept talking about money this whole build up. And yeah, he right. Money is, all these fighters want to get the most money. But now you got the money. Now you need to focus on being that fucking dog that you was when you was that nigga with the shag, right? You need to focus. This next lead up to this next fight, I don't want to hear a motherfucking thing about how much money I'm finna get, how much money we gonna make. Even in the motherfucking, even when after they weighed in, right? Terence Crawford said to Errol Spence, we about to make history. And Errol Spence said, yeah, we about to make a whole bunch of money too. I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? You got the money now. You feel me? You got the money now. I don't want to hear that. Let's go in there and let's get back to that dog mentality to where, you know what I'm saying, when you came in the game, you wasn't worried about getting some money. You was worried about showing that you was the best in the division. You was worried about wrecking everything. That's what I want to see when they rematch each other at 154. You feel me? So salute to everybody. My man Mioli in here with another super chat. He says that man wasn't high. I think the years of pressure, anxiety, public perception, and lack of confidence caused him not to sleep that night before. He looked tired. He had bags under his eyes. No, the nigga was high. And all that, he looked tired and all, the nigga was high. Like, you know what I'm saying? The nigga told you in the first press conference, we Jamaican, we smoke bud. We smoked bud. The nigga was high. It wasn't no he was depressed. And what you said right there, what do a lot of people smoke weed for? If they have anxiety, right? If they feeling a lot of pressure, they smoke to calm their fucking nerves. You know what I'm saying? The nigga walked in high. His eyes was red in the motherfucker, bruh. Like shit, nigga. I ain't been on this earth 40-something years and don't know what a nigga look like when they blow. For real. Yeah, exactly. See, focus on the passion, right? And not the money. Get your mind off the money because the money gonna be there. And his mind was too much on the money through the whole build up of this fight. But he gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? He gonna come back. He gonna come back. He gonna wreck shit. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait. It's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It's still man down over here. I'm still riding with EJ till the wheels fall off. You feel me? So it is what it is. Make sure that y'all hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all hit the like button. And we will be back. I appreciate everybody that came through. And y'all already know how I do. There you go talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.